For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise. And you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble. Thanks for tuning in at thescribbleshow.com and on SoundCloud and iTunes. How's your summer going? Can you believe that it is August pretty much already? And when we hit August, that is my birthday month. My birthday, August 1st. So maybe you're listening to this before my birthday, on my birthday, just after my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Yay. 35 years old this year. Have you ever done this? I'm going to ask anybody who's, let's say, 25 and older. Have you ever answered the question incorrectly when somebody has asked you how old you are? I'm going to tell you what I mean, and then you can answer. So, you have these discussions with people, and you're getting to know them, and it's like, oh, well, how old are you? Well, I had just turned 34, but I guess I just forgot or didn't remember, and I just decided to say 33 instead. And then when you realize that in the moment, like 20 seconds after you say it, do you go back and correct yourself and be like, oh, sorry, I just said I'm 33. I'm sorry, I'm 34. I just turned 34. I totally forgot. Has that ever happened to you? I would love to hear from you. Send me an email, live@jbonair.com, live@jbonair.com. Because if you're really doing it on purpose and you're knocking off years to make yourself sound younger, you're not going to take off 1 year. Unless you're like 18 or 21 where you're trying to get into like a bar or something. But when you're 27, you're not going to lie and be like, oh, no, I'm only 26. What is it? You're going to take off 5 years. You're going to take off 10 years. I'm going to say that I'm turning 25 this year. You're going to take off a significant number, not 1 year. So that is a genuine mistake if it happens and you say you're 33 when you're actually 34. Do you know what I mean? But then it makes you actually feel old. So then when I did that, and it only happened, I think, 2 times that I can remember. But again, there goes my memory with age. But it made me feel old after that. So as much as I've gone through my day and my life saying that I'm young, I don't feel old, you turn into a grandpa when you start to feel really old, then I'm kicking myself going, oh my God, I'm having memory loss. Oh, I'm getting senile. I've got Alzheimer's. And it's just... It was a very scary moment. So yeah, so you inadvertently say your age, then you have that inner debate of, do I correct myself? And because now is the person just going to look at you like, yeah, you're full of crap. You're just such a liar. I'm not going to believe anything you say now. Is it relevant to the story? Are they going to go and say, so you took off 6 months. Okay, whatever. What's the big deal? And then you have that fight with yourself and fear that you really are getting old after that. It probably is just me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't expect any of you have ever had the same wave of thought that I have when I go through life, but maybe that's the case. So the bottom line is, happy birthday to me. I'm turning 35. So there you go. Send your well wishes, cash gifts, email live@jbonair.com. I'd love hearing your personal stories. And believe it or not, when we first started doing this show, I did not think that people would actually chime into something like that. But if you're just having a day, maybe it's raining out, or you're laying in bed and you're sick and you subscribe to the podcast and you just feel like telling your story, I am here for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here for you. Send me an email, live@jbonair.com. We don't talk politics on this show, so I'm not going to comment on the whole Sean Spicer thing, but it's funny. And the first thought when I heard about this new Mooch guy is, who's going to play him on SNL? I feel that Sean Spicer was being very selfish because he could potentially have put Melissa McCarthy out of work on SNL. And you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't. Look at what Sarah Palin did for Tina Fey. Have we heard from Tina Fey in recent years? Yeah, we have. All right. The Canada Summer Games Boy, I'm just all over the map today. The Canada Summer Games are kicking off in my hometown of Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I am on location for maybe about 2 weeks or so, and when you're listening to this, maybe the games have already started. Maybe the opening ceremony has already happened. We are going to be obviously not checking out everything because I'm not a sports reporter. I certainly don't pretend to be. But it's more than just that. It's more than just sports. It's community, there's music, there's arts, there's celebration, and I'm going to be checking that out, so hopefully we'll have more details to share about that on Twitter, because we do this podcast every week, and so if you're tuning in halfway through the games, you might miss some of the fun. So stick to Twitter at The Scribble Show, and you can check out, hopefully we'll have some links and pictures and things to pass along from Winnipeg at The Scribble Show on Twitter. But coming up on this podcast, we're going to talk to the president and CEO of the Canada Summer Games for this year in Winnipeg, and also the director of events. Will be joining us to give us a bit of a preview of what's happening. It is going to be unlike any other party, and I know the last time this happened in Winnipeg was for the 1999 Pan Am Games. I was in high school, I guess, and I remember, and at that point you don't, see, when you're that age, you don't necessarily care about the whole cultural element and the celebration of it. You're just going like, hey, this is just cool, it's a party and there's sports and all these people. I went to the closing ceremony with my dad, I remember, and we spent much of the summer out at the lake, and so I decided, I'm like, you know what, I want to get tickets to the closing ceremony. I wasn't in Winnipeg at all for the games, I didn't really see much of it, and I just said that I want to at least go and experience that, because we've been seeing it on TV, it's a national television event, that's one thing, but you've got to go and check it out. And so I do have great memories going there with my dad, and it was just the two of us and seeing the whole thing. And it was incredible. So we're going to hopefully bring you some really cool coverage of that on our website and on Twitter. So again, the president and CEO and the director of events are coming up on the show in just a little bit. So actually, we're going to take a break, and Jeff Natrick will be joining us right after this.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
What a great year for Winnipeg to be hosting the Canada Summer Games. And not only was the city alive for Canada 150, but now the eyes of the country are on the prairies again. We'll have highlights from around the city as the games unfold. But let's talk with Jeff Natrick. He's president and CEO of the 2017 Canada Summer Games. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks. I should ask, how's your blood pressure right now?
Yeah, our whole team is going at it full bore, but the excitement's really building in the community for sure.
The city is already packed with people. They've been arriving. How many athletes do you have coming into Winnipeg for this?
Yeah, there'll be 4,000 athletes who will be coming in over the 2 weeks for the competition, and those athletes will be coming from every single corner of the country. And it'll be Canada's top athletes, and basically the ages. It's our top athletes under the age of 21, 22 years of age. So we're really looking forward to hosting those future Olympians that will be here coming up this week.
And I should tell everyone that you personally booked all of their travel, didn't you?
Yeah, every single one of them. Yeah, that would be a major undertaking, but We have to give props to the airlines and the federal government actually, who are covering the cost of chartering the planes to bring these athletes in, and they arrive they all arrive the same day. So the airport here is going to be a madhouse on the 27th of July, and then we transport them all over to the athletes' village.
Okay, good thing. I'm flying into Winnipeg a couple days before that, so I'm going to miss the crush. Good.
That would be a good idea for sure.
Let's just throw out some facts and figures here. So how many events are there?
Yeah, there's 16 sports, and which equates to 21 different sport events, because we've got multidisciplinary. Cycling, for example, has 3 disciplines. Volleyball has both indoor volleyball and beach volleyball. So altogether, there's 21 sport competitions, which equals about 250 actual competitions that will take place over the 2 weeks of the games. Just some other neat facts about the games is we'll require over 6,000 volunteers to make these games happen. We have over 80 staff people in place. It's been about 4 years in planning. We anticipate, and these numbers are based on previous games, we anticipate well over 20,000 visitors here to Winnipeg. And the reason we think that number will even be higher is these games are the 50th anniversary of the Canada Games, as well as it's going to be part of our 150th celebration of the country. So we think we're going to attract even more travelers here to the city. We've got a major festival site that we're programming 11 of the 15 days of the games, and we've got some of the top artists from across the country, each province and territory, that will be performing on a free main stage at our Forks Festival site. So it's going to be a great festival there, along with the games. And all of this, it's projected to have over $153 million economic impact on the city and the province.
Well, we do love that. Yes, of course we do. And actually, Jason's going to be coming up to tell us about some of the events happening. And so I need to ask then, are we giving out Slurpees and Genie's cakes? What's happening?
Well, I don't know if it's quite to that extent. Yeah, we are known for our Slurpees and our Genie cakes, but we're definitely going to be able to showcase a lot of local fare. We're going to have a lot of, we've got a great partnership with our Indigenous partners, Treaty 1, Treaty 3, and the Manitoba Métis Federation. So at the Fork site, for example, they'll have displays there. So there'll be food, there'll be crafts, all kinds of things like that people visiting the city and Gimli and Kenora, which are 2 other venues that we're using for the games, will really get a sense of local history and some of the local culture.
And that's what's very Canadian about it. So let's talk about the vision and the mission of the games. So looking at our history, looking at our heritage, and celebrating it.
Yeah, I mean, and we as a host society, right from the start, identified 4 pillars or 4 goals that we have that are really the basis for all of our decision-making that we've had for the last 4 years. And the first and foremost is we want to make sure that the athletes have a fantastic experience, both competition-wise and when they're not competing. The second one is games like these create significant legacies for communities. So we've got a fair number of capital facilities that are being built and modified or improved because of the games. But probably more importantly, even for us as a community, is the human legacies that are left. So I mentioned over 6,000 volunteers who will be volunteering for these games. The last major event like this that we held was in 1999 when we held the Pan American Games here in Winnipeg. And we found from those games a lot of those volunteers have gone on to become leaders in our community and have gone on to volunteer and lead other major events. And so we see this as an opportunity to build that next capacity of leaders within our community. The other one is celebrating the 50th anniversary and the 150th of our country. So we've got all kinds of alumni who are going to be here and be a part of our opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, our medal presentations, our festival sites. We want to celebrate the history of the Canada Games as well as the history of our country. And then last but definitely not least, really showcase the city of Winnipeg, the town of Gimli, the city of Kenora, and the province of Manitoba to all those visitors, because we want people not only to come for the games, we want them to come early, we want them to stay late, but probably more importantly, we want them to come back again at another time and visit our great city and province.
Well, I've got to do a quick shout-out to my cousin Claire, who's playing in basketball, and she carried the torch in Gimli, and it was an incredible thing to see. So that's also what's really great, is that Manitoba does have a community feel, and everybody is welcome, is what I feel.
Oh, for sure, and I'm glad you brought up the torch relay, because it's really... we've gone to 10 communities. We'll end the torch relay here in Winnipeg on Wednesday. But it's amazing the spirit throughout these communities. And we've gone as far north as Gillam and the Paw. And these communities just have a really great spirit around the games, even though they're so far removed from being right here in Winnipeg. So it was a great opportunity for us to really share that spirit around the province.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, because when we watch the Olympics at home, everybody has their favorite event that they're waiting for. They're going to record it if they're not at home. What is your event to watch? Which one are you excited to see?
I've been asked that a few times, and I've been so careful on how I answer that, because all the events are going to be great. But if there's one that I or maybe there's two, we've built for these games and it'll be one of the great legacies is a mountain bike course in the city, and it'll be one of only four. I think it's only 4 urban mountain bike courses in the country, and it's going to be a great venue to watch these mountain bike athletes compete on that one. So that's going to be a neat one. And then the other one is the beach volleyball venue. Again, we created that as a new legacy from the games. It's going to be a party atmosphere over at the beach volleyball venue, and we know the weather's going to be great, and that's going to be, I think, a very popular venue for people.
I was going to say, fingers crossed for no snow, but I think we should be okay.
I think we'll be okay with the snow. Our motto is hottest summer in half century, and fingers are crossed. But if it's anything like the next few days here, we're going to be up in the high 20s, low 30s. So it should be great. And for those American listeners, that's Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Yes. Yes, our igloos have fully melted already. I should point that out to our American friends.
Exactly.
But there's so much going on, and it's hard for, I'm sure, you to keep track sometimes. But I guess your website, right? The game's website has all the information.
Yeah, our website is the best place for information. It outlines what's happening at the festival site and what the schedule is there. All the sport venues are listed there. The schedule's there. How to get tickets. Everything is on our site, and for sure at www.2017canadagames.ca is the best place to get info.
Well, I'm going to let you go and get some rest if you can, and we'll be seeing you in Winnipeg. Jeff Natchik, President and CEO of the 2017 Canada Summer Games. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing all the visitors here in a few days.
It's never too early to start thinking about your next holiday. Have you checked out Mexico recently? From tequila tasting, swimming with horses, to ziplining through the jungle and watching whales and dolphins in their natural habitat, Puerto Vallarta has it all. Visit mexico.jbonair.com to see all the fun PV has to offer. That's at mexico.jbonair.com for hundreds of photos, interviews, and videos from around the tourist hotspot. Check out mexico.jbonair.com for all the fun. That's mexico.jbonair.com.
The Canada Summer Games is celebrating the best in sports, and there's a ton of stuff happening all over Winnipeg for the next couple of weeks. We're going to check out as much as we can, but we've got Jason Smith, Director of Special Events, joining us on the line. Hello, Jason.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Well rested, I hope.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but still very well. Just on a little sleep for a few more days. So.
Yeah, well, there's so much going on, and I know we don't have time to list everything, but just let's talk about a quick overview of what's happening, because it's actually not just in Winnipeg, right?
Well, the games, the sporting competitions are not just in Winnipeg, that's correct. We have venues in Kenora, Ontario, which is a couple hours to the east, and we also have a venue in Gimli, Manitoba, which is an hour north. We have a winding river here, but not long and straight enough for rowing and a few of the events that need more specific bodies of water. So yes, we've taken some venues out of the city. Majority of the events and the festival that I'm running are in the city of Winnipeg.
And this is the 50th anniversary of the Games. As we know, it's also Canada 150. Does that play a role in the planning? Does that add pressure to things?
I think, sure, it adds pressure, although I'm sure everybody that manages the Games over the years feels the same pressure. You want to do a great job and showcase your city. We are, though, however, doing lots more programming this year because of the Canada 150 and the 50th. We're trying to cover a broader, for example, one of the things we're doing that has not been done in the past is we're partnering with a different province every night to showcase their artistic talent. So this is a new initiative that we're doing just to showcase the Canada 150 and the 50th, highlighting all the different provinces and bringing in arts and cultural performances from those areas. There are some differences, but I think similarly, as I said, everybody over the years has done a lot of different things to try to make the Games and the festival creative, and we're just trying to follow along in that suit.
Well, and there is an incredible musical talent as well coming for the Games. I know we did our show Canada Day live on July 1st, and a bunch of the music artists, we had different artists from every province and territory. A lot of them said they were performing for the Games, so that's pretty cool. Let's just list off some of the names that people would be familiar with.
Sure. We can start opening night in Ontario. We have Serena Ryder, huge star up here. We have Skydiggers and Cardinal O'Cashal are performing. We have Cour de Pirate for Quebec Day, who's a major francophone talent. She's also performing with Bobby Bazzini. We have, we have over 55 acts, so I won't list them all. Some of the other highlights would be the Sheepdogs are performing on Saskatchewan night. We have Loverboy playing on BC night. We actually have the Crash Test Dummies are reforming. They're going to perform on Manitoba night with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. We have all kinds of stuff. I said over 50 acts performing over the 11 days of the festival. So, and that's just on the main stage, to be honest. We have another 60 or so performing, a bunch of different cultural acts performing on our satellite stage. And then we have another probably 70 different activations and performances happening in our MacDon family zone. So all in all, over 150 different parts of arts and culture. There's dance, there's some theater, there's spoken word. We have all kinds of educational programming in our Indigenous Learning Circle. So just tons and tons of stuff, all down at the Forks, all for free as well, which is pretty great. That's one of the things that I think as well that's helped us is the Canada 150 and the 50th anniversary of the festivals allowed us to program an enormous amount of stuff and still keep it all free to anybody who wants to come down and visit.
And as we know, Winnipeggers love free, right?
Well, I think everybody loves free, but yes, Winnipeggers are also known for enjoying a free bargain. So yeah, I think if we can get the word out, which I appreciate your help in doing so, I think the hope is folks will come down and check all this stuff out. There's really an unwavering amount. There's something literally for everyone down there. From musical acts to which exist in all genres, I said, to dance, to theater, to just all kinds of stuff. It's going to be really fun, I think, couple of weeks for us.
So at the top when I said Jason hasn't slept, everybody, now you get why. He hasn't even blinked. He hasn't blinked in weeks.
Yeah, but it's been really fun, actually. I do these events quite frequently. The last number of years, it's been my full-time gig, and this one has been particularly interesting. Is that just because of the breadth of what we were able to do programming-wise, it's been really fun, very creative way to go about putting together something like this. So sleep or not, I've really enjoyed the process along the way. So.
Well, you say it's been a couple of years. So how long ago did planning start for something like this?
Well, the Games itself started planning 4 years ago, which is amazing to me. I wasn't here 4 years ago. I came in towards the latter part of last year to sort of take over where they had the framework in for some of the festival, and I just came in. I was working on another event, and when that completed, I came in to sort of finalize this one. But the Games itself, which is huge undertaking beyond the festival, has been planned in the works for almost 4 years. So quite an enormous 60 people who work there. So it's really impressive to see these things come together the way they are. And yeah, I've been working on this for about 8 months.
And the great thing is the words you use come together. That's what this is going to do for the country as well. So whether it's sport, music, arts, what have you, I think, especially for 150, this is going to be a really big summer for not only just Winnipeg, but Canada to celebrate its culture and its heritage, because that's also what the games are about, right?
Well, they are. I think what's interesting is for a lot of people, trying to get these athletes, trying to get to the next level, the Canada Games is one of the last stops to do so. And it has it's the competing for your country, it's the nationalism. So it's really fun for all these kids to come in, or young adults to come in and compete at an event like this, because you get to see not only the best athletes from across the country, but you get to meet all kinds of other folks who have a similar goal, similar interest in mind. So we're just excited to be able to, the festival, I'm hoping, will give everybody an opportunity to come out from their different provinces on the days, hopefully all the days, but on the days their provinces showcase, and be proud of all of the stuff that is going on back from their hometown. Make some new friends, hopefully learn some new music, some new art, and that was ultimately the goal, was to try to introduce people to new stuff, to new arts and culture along the way, because we expect over 20,000 people are going to come into town as visitors for this. So that alone, plus all the folks in Winnipeg, hopefully it will be a huge turnout, and folks will learn something new about the different types of art, culture, music that we're programming down here.
And one of the best things so far is that it is a mosquito-free summer.
Yeah, it's been an oddly mosquito-free summer, considering, too, especially how much rain we've had. But there's a couple that have come up the last few days, but nothing really bad. It's been a beautiful summer. The weather's been great, so knock on wood that we'll continue on that trend as we load in next week, and we get started on the Saturday the 29th.
Well, I look forward to it, and I'll be back in Winnipeg soon to experience it all. And if there's one thing we know, Jason, it's that Winnipeggers love a good party.
Well, we also love that, especially a good free party, as you noted. So this will hopefully be a great free party, and everyone will come down and visit.
I'm laughing because, yes, you're talking to Winnipeg Cheapskate in the Free Press. We know Winnipeggers love free stuff. Jason Smith from the Canada Summer Games, thanks for joining us, and good luck with everything.
My pleasure. Thank you again.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate, at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on The Scribble. Once again, thanks for tuning in at thescribbleshow.com and on SoundCloud and iTunes. So let's wrap this baby up. If I haven't already got you excited about the Canada Summer Games just with the show this week, we're going to be checking out different events throughout the city. It's going to be a good time, so hopefully you will follow along at The Scribble Show, as you just heard Larson say on Twitter, at The Scribble Show. And coming up in a couple of weeks, then, we're going to be on the ground in Indianapolis, Indiana, with our summer programming, our summer travel tourism broadcasts. And that's going to be happening at middle to the end of August, but it's still summer, isn't it? And we're going to be checking out some really fun things there. I'm going to be on the Indy 500 racetrack, so there you go. And I'm going to be at the zoo doing some artwork with a couple of animals. Yes, I will be hanging out with some animals. Hopefully no injuries. Fingers crossed, no injuries in Indianapolis. And checking out the Children's Museum. The world's largest children's museum is in Indianapolis. There's a fun fact for you. We'll have some highlights from there. It's just going to be a great time. A jam-packed August. And thank you, preemptively, for your birthday wishes live at jbonair.com. I'm not one of those people. Like, we heard Donald Trump doing that in June when it was his birthday, right? He was telling everybody, always, every channel, every platform that he had, that it's his birthday. And I don't. Like, it's kind of awkward. When somebody asks, oh, well, what are you doing this weekend? Well, it's my birthday. And then you pause because you wait for them to go and say, happy birthday. Or it could be one of those things where you're sitting there, like when you go, yeah, well, my dad died last year. And then you're almost putting the person on the spot to go, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's too bad. I prefer just to not say anything. If somebody tells me it's their birthday this weekend, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. Or I should actually steal the spotlight. Oh yeah, it was my birthday last month. Yeah, that was that character on SNL, remember? Kristen Wiig played that, where she tried to upstage everybody. Nevertheless, we are almost out of time. I want to thank you for joining us, and thanks to our friends at the Canada Summer Games. If you're going to be in Winnipeg, or if you've got some time to kill, head over to the heart of Canada. Bring your mosquito repellent. Bring some sunblock. It's going to be a great time. And I'll talk to you same time, same place next week. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is The Scribble. Happy weekend, happy summer, happy August, and happy birthday. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat,